Ahoy lads, Sam here, with another video teaching you how to PvP in Dark Souls 3. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking about roll catches, how to do them, and how to escape them. First, let's talk about how to do roll catches. And in order to do roll catches, you're going to need to understand a few things about the weapon that you're going to want to use to roll catch people. Uh, Probably my best roll catch weapon is the war pick, particularly when two-handed, and there's a few reasons for that. It has a really far reach on its two-handed R1. It swings decently wide in case they decide to roll to the side. It has a predictable timing. It's not very slow. It's not very fast. So it's really good at catching panic rolls. It also causes a good amount of poise damage. So a medium roller will continually get staggered. This is a good time to explain that different rolls have different poise. And what I mean by that is when you're still in the roll animation, but you don't have iframes anymore. A light roll has no poise. You could be roll caught indefinitely by a straight sword. A medium roll has little poise. So if you get hit by something like a dagger or a straight sword, you will not be roll caught after multiple hits. A heavy roll or a fat roll has some more poise than that. I think you can poise something like a hammer or an axe. My favorite roll catch weapon, the war pick, differs wildly from using something like an ultra great sword or a straight sword. So a straight sword would be very quick, but isn't going to be able to roll catch most people for multiple hits because of the medium roll poise. An ultra great sword would be able to hit people no matter what type of roll they have and roll catch them, but it's a lot slower and harder to predict the timing and easier to miss. When I'm fighting multiple opponents, I have somebody in a roll catch, but somebody else is about to attack me, I have to make a quick decision. Do I continue the roll catch or do I abandon it? Now, a lot of the time, I can roll forward and then go for either a rolling attack or a regular R1 once my roll finishes and continue the roll catch on that person, despite the other person attacking me. It's almost like I'm ignoring them except for their attack. But there are other times where I'm not going to be able to continue the roll catch, and to do so is probably insisting on suicide, if you will. Another good tip for some weapons while you're roll catching somebody who maybe is keen on escaping roll catches when they see your weapon coming at them is to waggle them. And what I mean by that is if you're two-handing a weapon or if you're using an offhand weapon where you can block, you guard with either the two hands or the offhand weapon. And that movement of the weapon will make them think that you're doing an attack and they'll roll preemptively, which can allow you to put them into a roll catch or continue the roll catch. Right here, I'm going to demonstrate. This guy knows how to escape roll catches, but in order to finish him off, I go ahead and waggle my war pick a couple times, and it gets him to roll, and I'm able to roll catch him to death. Beyond just practicing it, plus the tips I gave you, there isn't a whole lot more I can tell you about actually trying to roll catch somebody. Now I want to transition to telling you how to escape a roll catch when somebody has you in one. The way I see it, there's four ways to escape a roll catch. The best way is to just delay your roll a little bit and not panic and hit the roll button. It's it sounds easier than it is, especially for some people and the way that your animations queue in Dark Souls 3, but you just got to get used to not spamming that roll button. Another thing you can do, if it's something like a straight sword, is just use that roll poise if you're on a medium or a heavy roll. You probably wouldn't want a fat roll, but hey, if you are, it's maybe one of the few advantages to it. The third option is to use a shield. Now, You don't want to use that if you're low on stamina, which may be happening if you were panic rolling previously, but you can use a shield to block the hit, and that will throw off the timing or allow you to counterattack. And the fourth option is to counterattack or parry if it's a parryable weapon. Sometimes that's a really good trick actually, because the timing can be predictable on some weapons like the war pick or a claymore, and you not only escape the roll catch, but you go ahead and get yourself a riposte. I want to analyze this clip pretty in depth. So I'm roll catching this guy, and he does do one of the options. He pulls out a shield, but it's kind of too little too late. His health is already too low, and it's likely going to spell his doom, and he doesn't quite escape the roll catch because I change up my timing after confirming the hit on the shield. It's why it would be one of the weaker ways to escape a roll catch, but it can work. All right, lads, that's gonna about do it for this video. I hope I gave you some good information about roll catches and how they work, what sort of tips you can do to improve your roll catch game, and how you can escape roll catches. I'll try to continue this series. Please leave me a comment on what you might want from the series or what could be helpful to you. Check out some of the other videos and subscribe. Thanks.